The following presentation is built from excerpts of interviews with School Superintendent Randy Liepa and School Board Building and Site Chair Randy Roulier as they describe the school district's responsibility for providing educational facilities for the children in the community and the significant effort undertaken by the school district to develop a long-term facility plan to meet this responsibility, culminating in a bond issue proposal that will be voted on by the community to upgrade its facilities.
Clearly, one of the responsibilities of any school district and its Board of Education is to provide appropriate educational facilities for its children. And so school districts regularly take on the analysis of current facilities and their condition. In our school district, this analysis typically begins with looking at our district's shared vision, our blueprint or roadmap for what type of school district we want to be. When we created our shared vision, we talked to over 2,000 parents, community members, students, and staff about what they wanted their school district to be. And one of the common themes that emerged was the expectation that our schools be updated and inviting, including cutting-edge technology and equipment. These feelings are supported by research that concludes school facilities do matter, and upgraded facilities have an impact on student achievement. Knowing our community's wishes articulated in the shared vision and what the research said led us to feel that we needed to develop a long-term facility plan to help us move forward to reach our vision. And so several years ago, we began the process of developing a long-term facility plan so we could meet that vision created by our community. A very thorough review was completed of all aspects of our current facilities and capital equipment. This included walkthroughs of our buildings with our principals and building supervisors, feedback from skilled trades and maintenance staff, and we also completed a detailed analysis by outside school facilities engineers and architects who specialize in infrastructure for local schools. In addition to all of this, the school district held public forums so community members, staff, and others could come in and provide feedback from their perspective on what type of school facility improvements they felt were necessary. Other key pieces of information collected from stakeholders included what criteria is important when looking at facility improvements. As an example, people told us that improvements should, first and foremost, improve student learning, also contribute to a safe and healthy learning environment. It should attract and retain families in our community, and it should also be energy efficient and cost effective. Based on their ideas, along with all that information that we collected from experts inside and outside the school district, we finalized a long-term facility plan which identified a variety of improvements necessary to help us meet our shared vision of a school district who benefits from updated, well-maintained facilities with cutting-edge technology and equipment. So now that we've developed a well-thought-out long-term plan to help meet our vision as it relates to our facilities, we now have to come up with a way to implement it. Thus, we're looking at resources that are available to us to implement the long-term facility plan. There are basically three types of sources that school districts have to meet such plans. One is our regular operating budget. Another potential source is a sinking fund. And third is a bond issue. In most school districts, the operating budget takes care of the day-to-day maintenance and repair items. Especially in these most recent years when school funding has been so limited, school districts often cannot depend on these funds to complete long-term, high-cost upgrades to facilities. We are fortunate at LPS to have a community-approved sinking fund that generates about $5 million each year to invest in our facilities. We have been able to replace boilers, repair parking lots, and begin some of the classroom renovations that we're talking about now with these dollars. Unfortunately, if we look at only this source, if you look at the graph that we're showing, that with facilities that are 40 to 6 years old, it would take approximately 40 years through our sinking fund to complete the renovations and improvements we've outlined in our long-term facility plan. Thus, it made sense for us to explore a possible bond issue, which is like a home improvement loan, to borrow money, complete the improvements, and pay for it over time. This is a very common method of funding school facility upgrades and is used by school districts across the state. So after we came to this conclusion that we should at least explore a bond issue, the Board of Education wanted to do added study before it completed a proposal that went before the community. I would like to introduce Randy Roulier, school board member and chair of the Building and Site Committee, to talk about the additional work the Board of Education completed on top of the long-term facility plan to finalize this potential bond proposal.
Thanks, Randy. While we really felt we had a strong, well thought out and researched long-term facility plan, all members of the school board wanted to gather additional information to assure we had all the information necessary to put forward a plan that we could really justify to the community. So we asked for information about emerging school facility trends from across the country based on the latest research, millage rate comparisons to other communities, and long-term enrollment projections. In addition, we also completed a community survey to get an idea of the community's opinions regarding the facility improvements and held added community and staff forums in May to garner even more feedback. We also visited other surrounding communities to see their schools and visit our own schools to see firsthand the condition of our facilities and the improvements requested in the long-term facility plan. From all this work, we verified, among many things, that our facilities are 40 to 60 years old and are becoming worn out. We still have fixtures that are original to the schools. Our millage levy to improve school facilities is low compared to many school districts. Our facilities are not comparable to some of our neighboring communities. Many of the priority projects identified in the long-term facility plan remain a priority for our stakeholders, and our technology is woefully outdated. We then began finalizing a prioritized list from all this information. And as one added measure of study, we had an expert facility firm analyze each area of our plan to make sure it made sense and to make sure we weren't missing something. We feel very good about the study we did and the plan we have developed. We worked hard to leave no stone unturned, and I believe looked at every angle of this complex issue. Most importantly, we believe this plan will be good for our kids. It will improve their learning environment and give them the schools and equipment they need to be successful. Our community as a whole will benefit from an investment in our schools, an institution we take great pride in and which have been a source for our community's success.
I couldn't agree more. The time and effort put in this initiative has been significant. We understand that people will always have different opinions on the aspects of this plan, whether it's what projects we've prioritized or the number of projects we've proposed. But if nothing else, we have been able to show the community that we have a vision for our future, we have a long-term plan to take care of this vision, and we have spent a great deal of time looking for the best options to address our needs. For more information about the proposed bond issue and the projects that are being proposed, you can go to our website at www.livoniapublicschools.org and then click on Bond Issue Information. Also, watch us on cable channel 15 TV and look for information being sent to every resident in our community several times before the election, which will be held on May 7, 2013. And please don't forget to vote.